that those three pieces are all glued together, I'm going to glue this side on, and I'm also going to glue this side on. I am not going to glue the top on. Now, as I said, we're not going to glue this piece on here, but I am going to lay it there so I can remember where I want my shelf, and so I can remember where I want my other warm hide. Now, when you glue the stones on, I'm just going to glue them to the bottom of the shelf. I'm not going to glue them onto the roof here, because I think it's kind of cool to be able to take the shelf off if you don't want it on there or if you want to move it somewhere else. And really the only ones that I'm going to have a hard time placing are these stones right here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue these all together, then place it like this, go ahead and put glue on the top of these, put it down again, and just make sure everything's right where I want it. When we're done with that, I'm going to keep all of that in place and then make sure that I've got my warm hide situated where I want it on top of the square roof. Then I'll glue that on there. But again, I'm keeping this lid not glued on, so it's easy to take the moist hide out and put it back in. I'm going to leave this one not attached. One thing, it'll be easier for me to grout if I can get inside. It also makes it easier to get to your gecko if you need to. If you're not concerned with getting to your gecko, you could go ahead and glue the top on. It does make it more light tight, but that's up to you. So now, oh, just got glue on my finger. That's gross. So we are done with this part of our Rock Plaza. I'm going to move it, make sure there's no glue on the bottom. And now we're going to work on our dig area. So just like the other one, I'm going to set it all up first to make sure that's where I want everything glued. If you don't want a dig area, you could make some extra rocks and make this like a double shelf. Now I only made 6 rocks, so mine wouldn't be high enough, but again, you could easily do that if you wanted to. But I'm going to make a dig area since leopard geckos love to dig. And again, I'm just going to kind of make sure that everything's where I want it. And I'm just going to go about gluing this just like I did the other one. First, I'll glue 2 pieces together. Then I'll put glue on the bottom of this one, and I'll stack. Now I'm going to put this little shelf above the dig hide. I didn't make it too high because I really like it to be a hiding area when they're digging. And I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the other shelf, and I'm going to place the rocks where I feel like I want them, glue those 2 together, place it on top. I'm going to attach these rocks to the shelf, not to the dig area, just in case, again, you don't want it there for some reason. All right, let's glue this all together. And this is the last part that needed to be glued together today. So again, we have 2 different pieces of the Rock Plaza. I'm going to wait for the glue to dry. Then we are going to add some steps. I don't know if I'm going to make the steps be attached or if you can detach them and move them around. But I like to do that after all the glue is already dried so things aren't moving around and I can just make sure that they're positioned better. I will end up showing you how I do the glued steps, but that will be for a different video. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you liked this video and it was helpful, please like and subscribe below.